Hi there everyone, it's Misty here. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, we are talking updates. I saw my primary care physician last week and I saw my rheumatologist last week. I was supposed to see my endo, but she's out on medical leave. So I thought I would talk to you about what the plan is going forward as far as trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with me. So if you're new here, new to me, or just stumbled upon this video, back in 2016, October of 2016, I went to bed fine, woke up the next morning not fine. In July of 2017, I was diagnosed with a neuromuscular junction disorder called Myasthenia Gravis. It's basically a neurological autoimmune disease. And your immune system attacks where the nerve and the muscle talk to each other. And it causes extreme muscle weakness. A lot of times it's in like the ocular region, so in one of your eyes. It can, affect your swallowing. It could give you double vision. You can have trouble breathing, etc. So for 4.5 years, I lived with that diagnosis. In August of 2021, I saw my neurologist for the first time since January 2020, and I started IVIG. So I was doing that, and then on December 28th, a few days before she retired, my neurologist called to tell me that she realized that I was misdiagnosed. So she had misdiagnosed me in July of 2017, and I had been mistreated since July of 2017. So it threw my whole life into a tailspin. I mean, it was basically, I've called it like a bomb dropping in my lap, and that's basically what happened. It was like everything I knew, everything I'd lived with for those 4.5 years was basically just gone, wiped away. And I was left wondering, number one, if I had the disease, because I had to go through testing again and see a neurologist. And number two, what disease have we not been treating? So in February, I think it was February 18th, I had another single fiber nerve conduction study done. That's basically they insert a needle into the muscle and then they electrocute it. I think it's the muscle. It's either the muscle or the nerve. And then they basically shock it to see how it reacts. It was in my head. It was in my head, my forehead. 30 minutes, 4 different needles, in and out. It was awful. So, and then I had more blood work, and the conclusion that the new neurologist said was it wasn't myasthenia gravis, and it wasn't even anything neurological. I can agree that it's probably not it's not myasthenia. I disagree that it's not neurological. So we basically washed our hands of each other, and I was waiting to talk to my primary care physician this month so I'm filming this on March 27th. I saw the new neurologist on March 8th, and I saw my primary care physician last week. So it gave me an opportunity to go, okay, what's next? So he and I went round and round. That was not the appointment I was expecting. I'm so glad I had Rob there. I don't know if I don't know if I was stuck in my feelings or if I don't know what was going on, but I felt like he was trying to say that it was all in my head. Rob said no, he doesn't believe that. But he was just trying to get to the bottom of, why can't it be this? Why can't it be that? And I'm just like, well, let's test for it. It's like, I have a list. And he's like, I don't want to see your list. He's like, I don't want to see a list where you got on Google and you decided what you may or may not have. And I was just like, rah. So I said, I feel like the next step is genetic testing. I said 4.5 years of being treated for the wrong thing. No one seems to know what the hell I have. I said, and on top of that, my brother is going through something similar. He went in to get a vasectomy, and he had to have a physical before he could have a vasectomy. And this has uncovered a whole bunch of worms. Like he is like a rabbit hole. He is going to a rheumatologist in July. So he is having his own round of testing done. So I want to know what I have, number one. And number two, there has to be some kind of genetic link. So he and I talked about it, and I finally was like, listen, and I just told him all of that. I was like, My brother's going through something very similar. My symptoms haven't gotten any better. I said, I'm still struggling. I said, and on top of that, I've developed more symptoms over the last few years. So he didn't want me to continue IVIG. He's like, why would you do a treatment for a disease you don't have? And he also said that when you do IVIG, you should feel like immediate relief and you should be almost 100% better. No one had ever said that to me, ever. So I thought it was helping by being like 30% effective, and I thought that was successful. So that was a little bit of an eye-opener, I guess you can say. So he said, let's, I said, should I go to the Mayo Clinic in Austin? Do I need to go to MD Anderson? He's like, UT Southwestern has a genetics section. He's like, I don't understand why your neurologist didn't refer you there. And I was like, I don't know. I said, she basically just washed her hands of me, was dismissive, and we left. And Rob said, she didn't call you? And he was like, no. He was like, when he said said she would call you and you guys would brainstorm about what's going on. So clearly that didn't happen. So I mentioned to him that the old neurologist had talked about possibly doing a muscle biopsy, and it didn't go any further than that. And he was like, well, that's rheumatology. And I was like, what? He's like, your rheumatologist didn't test your muscles at all when you went to see her. And I was just thinking, number one, you referred me to that doctor. But number two, when I went to that doctor, I was already diagnosed with Myasthenia Gravis. So why would they test muscles when I already have a disease, a diagnosis that basically deals with muscles? Yes? Hi.
Hi, I'm leaving.
Shoot, is it time to go already?
Yeah.
Damn. Are you going to stop and get cash?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're going to get chicken on the way home?
On my own.
All right. Love you.
Love you. Where do you want this?
What is it? Give it to me. Thanks, Master. Love you.
I love you.
Win all the bowlings.
I'll try.
Okay, bye.
She's not allowed in, right?
She's not allowed in.
My bad.
Sorry about that. I didn't realize it was time for Rob to go bowling. He has a league. It's almost 5 o'clock. I had no idea. Okay, what was I saying? So when I went to my rheumatologist, I already had an answer about the muscle stuff. So they didn't run any test. But he's like, that's all through your rheumatologist. So I went and saw the rheumatologist the next day. I saw the nurse practitioner, who is not my favorite person to talk to. And it doesn't make any goddamn sense, because I literally talked to her and then she literally goes to the doctor and tells her what I said. She's just like a middleman, and it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, she was like, we don't deal with muscles. She's like, we deal with inflammation of the muscles. She's like, but we don't deal with muscles. But there is a couple of like diseases, and I will put the name on the screen. It's like polymyositis. I don't remember how she pronounced it, but it is a neurological disease involving muscles and muscle weakness, etc. So she ordered a blood panel. So that's something you can test for in the blood. She's like, we'll order the blood panel. And she's like, if the blood panel comes back negative, she's like, then we'll refer you to a surgeon for a muscle biopsy. And I was like, cool. So I go to the bathroom because I have to see them every time before I have my infusion. So I go to the bathroom. I go sit in the lobby waiting for my turn for her to start the IV. I get almost ready to sit down, and she comes in. She's like, have you taken blood? And she said, no. She's like, cancel that and poly one. And she looked at me. She's like, she's going to refer you to a neurologist. And then she said, she's going to refer you to a neurologist at UT Southwestern. And I was like, I just came from UT Southwestern. Like, the 2 neurologists I've worked with have been from UT Southwestern. So she said, this is a colleague. She's like, they've known each other. She's like, they went to school together. This is someone that she can actually call and talk to about what's going on. And she said, it's someone that she really trusts. And I was like, okay. So, wait. So, yeah, so they called me Friday night. Her assistant called me Friday night and was like, This is the doctor she's referring you to. She's like, you should hear something within the next week. And I looked him up and I could not be more excited to see him because he specializes in the type of diseases that are on my list. Like several of you, like someone said kidney disease. There is the National Organization for Rare Diseases. It's NORD.org. And a friend of mine, thank you so much if you're watching, a friend of mine said check into that, and I did. And someone mentioned kidney disease and a couple of other diseases, and I kind of went down the rabbit hole, and then I just went, I'm going to type in my symptoms, and my symptoms really kind of point to that. So I don't really know how to feel. Like, I'm really excited. Like I said, he's new. He hasn't been there very long. He has an amazing resume. Like, he studies, like, these types of muscle diseases are his wheelhouse, so to speak. So I am actually, this is the first time I've been excited to go see a doctor. I hope I can get in to see him and not have to wait until August or something stupid. So I'm really ready to see him. I still am apprehensive about dealing with UT Southwestern. I reached out to the neurologist that I saw because when my doctor was like, reach out and see if you can get them to do it a little faster. He's like, it's literally her just going click, click. And for me, I have to fax stuff in. It's on the phone back and forth. And she basically said no. She wasn't going to refer me because there's nothing wrong with me. So, yeah. And I just want a diagnosis. At this point, just tell me what it is. Tell me what it is so we can treat it. I just want to treat it. I just want to be able to function. I want to be able to live my life. I want to be able to do. I want to not have to think about, what I can't do for 3 days after I do something. Like yesterday was my nephew's birthday party and we went. I am surprised I can even walk today or use my arms because I was picking him up and down, and I think he's 25 pounds, so he's a big boy. And I've already been having issues with nerve pain in my kind of rib cage area. Another neurological disease that I have. So, yeah. I've also reached out to Second MD. I can't remember if we talked about this. So back in 2017, like right in the middle of all this trying to get tested, Rob's employer started partnering, or their insurance started partnering with an app called Second MD. And it's basically a second opinion. And you send in, or they collect your records, you tell them what's going on, and then they connect you with a expert in the field. So I spoke with a neurologist at Columbia University, and she's the one that kind of gave me the direction to like get a single fiber done, see a neurologist who subspecializes in neuromuscular junction disorders. I feel like that was the right path. We just got to the wrong point. So, yeah. A lot of people have been suggesting to sue. I'm not suing right now, at least. I think there's a 2-year statute of limitations. But number one, it's not free. It's not free. It's not free to sue. Suing costs money. Litigation is exhausting, stressful. What's the word I'm looking for? They dig and dig and dig. And I don't want to deal with all that. If there is something that's happened that's I'm gonna die, it's gonna be terminal because of the treatment I received, possibly. But as of right now, no. But if this is diagnosed and it's a neurological disease, I will be complaining on the other neurologist because we just stopped. It was like, that's it. You don't have MG. I'm not dealing with anything else. I don't want to hear about anything else. I don't want to hear any other symptoms. You don't have MG. That's it. It just stopped without thinking about all of the symptoms that I listed off to her and how they could be other things in play. So if that ends up being the diagnosis, then I will do a formal complaint. So it won't do me any good to do a formal complaint on the other one because she's retired. She's no longer there, has nothing to do with it. So yeah, I am feeling a bit better about things. Like I said, I didn't like the way my primary care physician appointment went, but Rob was there. He always goes with me to the doctor. Well, not to the regular doctor, but like when there's something big, I ask him to go with me. I think just like I'm in fight mode. Like I'm in fight mode, fight or flight mode. So it's like I want to do something. Like, let's do something. Let's do something to figure out what the fuck is wrong with me. Okay. So that's it. I got several comments about, physical therapy, etc. I mentioned in that last video that physical therapy makes things worse. The muscle weakness, just taking a shower is so flippin' hard some days, you guys. I've said it before, it's really hard to explain, but it's like if you've moved in Texas in the summer and it's 115 degrees outside and you've carried 50-pound boxes up and down a flight of stairs or 2 flights of stairs or 3 flights of stairs for 12 hours, that is the level of weakness. We're talking about when a fork or a toothbrush is too heavy for you to brush your teeth. That is the kind of weakness that I'm talking about. And over time, I've also developed really bad pain. Like I have pain, it's specifically in whatever these muscles are on the outside of my arm, deltoids, whatever. They are sore, like I'm in pain. Those muscles are painful all of the time. They are very tender to the touch. If you noticed, I didn't touch myself because it hurts. Even just washing them, or even like yesterday at the party, my sister-in-law, she came up and she got like that, and I was just like, it hurt so bad. My COVID shots, the shingles vaccine, holy fuck. My arm was sore for weeks. It's still sore, and that was the end of January. So there are other, like my muscles vibrate. Like, so there are other things going on, and we just have to figure it out. We just have to figure it out. Somebody has to figure it out. Somebody somewhere has to figure me out. So anyway, that's why I said physical therapy is just not working. It's just not, I'm not going to do it unless this doctor says yes, then maybe. But as of right now, no, because I have to be able to live my life and at least function. So yeah, no to physical therapy. And then, so yeah. That's it. That's really it. There's nothing else to really update you on. I have been dealing with allergies and sinuses. I've had a sinus headache for 2 flipping days because the weather in Texas won't make up its goddamn mind. It's like 80 right now, I think. It's 80? It's 80 degrees here? It's 89 degrees here. It's almost 90 degrees here. The pressure has been high. I know some of you guys don't believe me when I say that the weather affects my body, but if you live in constant pain like this, you know the weather affects your body. So yeah, the Symphony Aria is going really, really well. So the rheumatology part of this is good. I love my rheumatologist. She listens, and she's very much one who will discuss what are my options, and then we make an informed decision together. The Symphony Aria it's the best thing I've done for myself. It literally is the best thing I've done for myself. It wears off about a week after, or a week before, so I get like 7 weeks out of it, and the week before I'm due for another one, I can tell because I start having joint pain in places I don't normally have joint pain. The only problem with it is I have to have a steroid with it, and so my blood sugar is elevated for a few days, so it skews my blood sugars, etc., but it is what it is. Another non-scale victory, did we talk about this? This is a silicone ring in size 7, and it's too big. So I really need a size 6, but I'm trying to hold off on it. This is a shirt I never got a chance to wear. So, like, I'm losing inches, I feel like. I haven't lost any more weight. I've been hovering around the same for the last few weeks. Did not get to see my endocrinologist. She's out on medical leave. So I didn't have my primary care physician doing the blood work because I was planning on getting blood work on Thursday. Got blood work on Wednesday for the infusion because they always check my CRP levels and my liver, etc., to see my inflammation levels if they've gone down. They've basically kind of stayed in the same range. I can't think of anything else to tell you. That's really kind of it. That's really it. I am just holding on, breathing, trying to keep my head above water. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. I am just trying to keep my head above water and really trying to just be in the moment. I'm in fight mode, flight or fight mode, and I'm fighting. I'm fighting. And I'm going to continue fighting because I deserve to know what the fuck is going on with my body. Anybody deserves that. So, yeah, that's it. I don't know. I don't have anything else to tell you. Yeah, I've been wearing a lot of makeup. I'm trying to use that instead of eating poorly or shopping as a way of kind of occupying my mind, etc. I haven't looked for a therapist yet. I'm really not looking forward to that at all in the least bit, but we will see what happens with that. But thank you so much for all of your support. I really do appreciate you. I know I've been hit or miss, etc. I feel like I only want to update you when there's something to talk about, because it can be really easy for me to fall into the mode of where I'm just bitching about everything. Bitching about my leg hurting, bitching about my arms being hurt, bitching about trying to get my lidocaine patches. I'm really good at having my own pity party. So, yeah, I don't like to spread that around sometimes. But sometimes I do. But a lot of people have reached out asking for an update, so I wanted to make sure that I shared. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. Hopefully, I will hear from the new neurologist in the next couple of weeks, and I will get in to see him. I am going to ask for a referral to a new neurosurgeon. I think I told you guys that my current one was like, yeah, we'll operate when you're almost paralyzed. But everything I've read up the last couple of weeks has talked about how if left untreated, you can become a quadriplegic. And that's not on my to-do list. That's not what I want. So I don't think anybody wants that. But UT Southwestern is one of the top medical schools in the country. It's the top hospital in the flippin' state of Texas. And I just haven't got the best level of care there, and it's irritating AF. So yeah. Okay, that's it. Love you guys. Bye.